All right, JJ, how are you?
Good, coach. How you doing?
Good. Great to have you back. You want to share your screen, Mr.
Sounds good.
VWAP?
Definitely.
Do you
There we
know what?
go.
VWAP. It reminds me of a joke. You know what you call a Jewish guy and an Italian guy? Jewop, Jewop. Ever hear that before?
Yeah, I did,
Yeah.
but these jokes we can't tell them anymore. We are all going to get Don
Oh
Cherry.
yes, I'll be
You know,
canceled. They'll close my all my accounts.
that's I just every time I say things, I think we need an app now. Like, can we say this? And then the
No,
app
Yeah.
says, yeah, it's okay, you can say it.
the nice part with political correctness is that if you're a Jew, like Dale is, you can say those jokes, right?
Oh, that's
You
right.
you
I
just can't
know,
say them if you're not.
I
Yeah.
know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah. In fact, I'm a few other things too, so I can make all kinds of jokes. So anyway, so here we are looking at market profile
Indeed, we
um,
are.
in the S&P. So we made a new high last week. So far, we've missed making a new high this week. Are we gonna make a new high tomorrow, JJ?
What
After maybe a weak number and on
you
the
know?
NFP, what are you
it-
thinking?
I'm thinking, this thing, we're in about a 7-day balance here.
Okay.
Big balance range. And the funny thing is, 2 days ago, um,
Yeah.
we came down and tested that swing low and just pounded on it and couldn't break
Yeah.
it. So I keep saying, these lows are like a pinata. If you beat on them hard enough, all the candy falls out.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
we haven't done that yet because this market is the strangest market I've seen in my lifetime since 93, where nobody wants to sell anything. I've never
Yeah, at
seen a
worst
market.
they rotate into another group.
Yeah, I've never seen a lack of supply, and I've never seen stock hoarding.
Yeah.
Because people are just borrowing against their portfolios. There's 800 billion borrowed against equity portfolios right
Is
now.
that a new record for margin?
Well, I wasn't reading this margin. It was an article in the Wall Street Journal, and there was another article about how high net worth individuals don't sell to
Yeah.
profit take anymore. They just take a loan out against their positions because the tax implications are better.
Oh
So
my
it's
God. Yeah.
it's just led to this massive lack of supply. And I honestly feel that this market is the way it is because we have, there's massive short positions holding this market up, especially in the ES, just the way the structure of the market is. You just don't
So
like
it's
these
all being
things.
fueled by people who try and pick a top, shorts build, and then they squeeze them, and we get to the next level.
And I also think people are shorting in the hole a lot. And
Okay.
that bid is holding the market because I kind of, back in my old days, I used to my specialty was squeezing shorts. So I would engineer these short squeezes and we'd suck all the stock out of DTC and, pull certificates and things like that. And then just get everybody short and buy them in, and it just seems like it's the same kind of feeling, just because of human nature of people following price. And every time this thing breaks, they start shorting the lows, and then it just rips right back up, and that short position is holding this thing up because the market breadth has been horrible.
Oh,
um
especially in Nasdaq, and yet that's showing the relative strength.
oh my
I mean,
god, yeah.
the AD line in Nasdaq is uh, very negative with new highs here.
Exactly. And you know what the thing is, if once we get over 15,140, there's no overhang in this thing.
Yeah.
And we're going up to 15,247.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I've never seen anything like this. The problem is, and you look at things like Apple, there's 17 billion shares in the float, and less than 1% of that trades on a daily basis. So God help us if anybody actually wants to sell 20 or 30 million shares of that stuff in a day,
Yeah.
because the
It's
market's
going.
just not liquid enough to take it.
Wow. So there's hardly the trading volume in Apple is about 1% every
Le-
day of
Less
shares outstanding.
of the float, less. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
Yeah, it'll trade
Okay.
like it'll go up like 2% on 70 million shares of trading, and you're like, whoa, okay. Um,
Yeah. Huh.
it's like, I
Yeah.
mean, if you look at the market structure of Apple too, it's pretty thin on market profile. I mean, uh, it's
What
the
shows it to be thin? That you have more of the green line and not as much
uh
action. The
we
blue
don't.
dots are where the trades are taking place, the blue area.
Well, this is the value, right?
Yeah,
The blue areas are the value. These areas where we just one time frame up, which every day
yeah,
is a trend. There's no trading ranges. I mean, in the old days, we'd build a trading range. So when the
okay,
market fell back, people would really and reinitiate longs there. But now, because it's all just spec money moving this market back and forth, these guys, when they step aside, like Billy Wang and his $30 billion margin call, I mean, you see what he did to Viacom with credit, right?
yeah.
That stock is just completely destroyed. There's nothing left of it because, they just completely jammed the thing up, and now it's doing this thing, trying to clean itself out. And,
So,
just
so how do you trade in this environment? Short term, only from the long side? Uh,
short term. And what I do is I have these market profile levels and references. And
yeah,
what I teach my guys is to trade for income. Don't try and be a hero in this market because the moves don't really last long. The buying is only so wholesale can take the market up to sell their product. So,
yeah,
when they move, you move, and just always focus on the next piece of structure. Like right now, the market's 44.06. If you're long at 44.02 or 3, and it can't
take
run
it.
that 40, yeah, if you can't see, look how they just nailed it right down. If they
Yeah,
can't, if they can't run that 44.08, stop, get out of your trade right before it comes right back on you.
okay. Are you
Yeah.
mainly just stock indexes, JJ?
I trade the E-mini because I trade for
Okay,
relaxation.
okay. Oh, no, I
Right.
believe that.
And I like one market because it's like having, one girlfriend. You know her inside out, when she's in a bad
Yeah,
mood.
you think you do.
Well, you think you do. But I just find a lot of new traders, they'll trade the
I've
mini.
had women tell me that, and excuse me, ladies, I bet you'll agree with me that you're at least 4 moves ahead of a guy.
Oh,
All right, you've
definitely.
already
Oh,
have
yeah.
4 moves planned. So, and that came from a woman, so it's not me saying that. Um, and I'm always at least 4 or 5 moves behind
That's
in my
yeah.
relationships too. So, yeah, I talk about that, JJ. I mean, why do you have to be a portfolio type trader if you find something that fits your personality?
Exactly.
Because when I was on the CME floor, I knew guys that never left one trading pit, and they did
Yeah.
quite well. They didn't have to diversify. They knew, like you said, they knew their girlfriend in every
Hmm.
major technical area like the back of their hand.
Yeah, definitely. And
Was that an
especially,
evolving process for you to get there?
no, it was well, because the thing is, I came from the institutional side where I was in charge of the order flow, and I
Yeah,
made the candlestick chart. And I never looked them.
yeah,
But I'd use a candlestick chart. To me, it was like a party invitation. Get them to come to the party and sell them a bunch of stock.
yeah,
So I used that, and then what I did was I lacked focus and discipline when I was a retail trader, because we don't have that on the institutional side, right? So
right.
I had to focus and discipline one market, and then I saw people, they'll trade 6 markets poorly. I'm like, why don't you just focus on one and do it right, and earn an income, you know?
Right.
Um,
You're a grinder.
I'm a grinder.
And
Yeah, I
that's
like
great
people.
advice,
Yeah.
not to try and be a hero. And because I've tried, and I've been
Es-
knocked off my horse a few times. But
Especially for new people with small accounts, right?
yeah, yeah. Have you tried the new mini oil contract?
No, I
I
haven't
guess there's
tried
a
that. I haven't. I'm curious to see what the order
yeah.
flow is like in it.
Okay. How
Yeah.
about the micro S&P? Very liquid
Definitely.
too, isn't it? You
Yep.
could
Yeah, I
go ahead.
love it. Sorry, sorry to interrupt.
It's
I
okay.
love it. It's like training wheels, right? It's like learning to
Yeah.
trade with training wheels, and that's how I teach people in my room. I use the micro so they can
It's
learn how to trade,
it's
manage a position, and then not
it's
have
so
too much
much
sweat
better
on it.
than learning on a demo, isn't it? Because even if
Oh
you have
yeah.
$5 at risk, it changes it.
Exactly. It totally changes it, and it gets them, gets some skin in the game, and then they know what it's like to get hit. But at least you're not standing toe to toe with Mike Tyson, you know.
Yeah, that'd be rough. So do you trade with stops, JJ?
Always, always.
Okay, so you put a hard stop in when you enter a trade.
It's always structural, because the
Okay,
stop does 2 things. It's insurance for the account. The other thing is it's like paying a snitch for information. Um, You know, the
Okay,
stop
yeah,
tells me, you know, it's like, hey, you don't want to really be in here. You know,
yeah. Where'd you
the other,
grow up?
I grew up in Saskatchewan,
Okay,
and
gosh.
then I spent 27 years in Vancouver, where my trading
Okay,
experience started.
that's
Yeah.
where you get your street smarts.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the scam
Uh,
capital of the world, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I was wondering how, you almost sound like, you could be from New York or Chicago, but
I used to
yeah,
trade for a lot of wise guys. So
yeah, okay. Well, I sure wouldn't want to blow up one of their accounts, buddy.
exactly.
Huh?
Definitely not. No, no.
Yeah,
You always want them to owe you favors, not the other way around.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you ever go, like, what's the time frame you're working off of right now? What's the time period? This is a daily, so you day trade off a daily.
Yeah, these are just half hour bar.
Oh,
These
oh,
are half
30
hours.
minute, 30
Yeah,
minute chart.
it's the traditional Jim Dalton TPO.
Okay.
But I kind of take what Jim has taught us and I kind of make it a little bit more practical for people who don't really understand the market. So my whole thing is where's the inventory and where are you? If the inventory is above you, you can expect some selling. You know, if it's a weak market, if the inventory is below you, it means wholesale's got all the marbles and they're going to push the price up to, sell their product higher.
What do you do during red events like tomorrow and NFP?
Uh, Hands off. Let the
Uh,
market do its thing. Let the guys with the $200 million accounts sort it out and fight it out. Just like a bar
So,
brawl, two big
yeah.
guys fighting it out. You let them fight. One of them drops, then you can walk across the bar.
Okay. So, you won't even trade it the whole day.
Oh no, I will.
Um,
I will after the reaction.
oh,
Then
okay.
I'll
So,
trade
yeah.
them.
All right. So after, maybe the first 15 minutes or so,
Mhm.
let the dust settle.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So, I'm trying to think what else we could talk about, today. Um, Anything else that you teach people that you want to share with our community?
Yeah, just to when you're trading, a lot of people start trading and they think they're going to start making money right away. And I think a lot of the marketing, that you see
Yeah.
leads people to believe that, but it's a skill like anything else, and you got to learn before you earn, you know, and try and learn what creates the chart because a lot of people are out there, they're just trading technicals, but they have no idea that there's even a wholesale element to the market, that takes the other side of our trades, and then they build up inventory. And you talk about things like inventory and people just go, what's that? It's like,
Yeah.
well, and a market is just like a market, it's just like Walmart. We get a load of toasters from China and we sell them at a higher price.
Yeah.
It's
Jack Schwager told me that trading is one of the only endeavors that people think they could read a book over the weekend and
it
start
is
trading, and compared that to reading a book about brain surgery and then thinking you can
exactly
walk into the
exactly
operating room the next day and perform.
exactly exactly. My girlfriend's
Because
an
you have a
anesthesiologist.
50-50 chance of being right. Okay.
Exactly. That's true. That's true.
You
And
know,
this way, if you mess up, you don't kill somebody. The patient doesn't die,
yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
blow up your account, which is, horrible. And I've seen
Anyway,
that a
before I
lot.
had my lobotomy, uh, you want to show your website, JJ, and how people could be taught that would have an interest in using market profile and
That would be
have
great.
your, Abdul's asking for a link to find you, or you could show your,
Great.
there you go, micro futures,
Yeah,
stock trading room. Okay.
it's microefutures.com.
Okay.
And on Twitter, I'm VWAP Trader One.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
We got your handle wrong
Yeah.
announcing you today. It's being
Oh, that's
corrected.
okay. No
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
And yeah, we
And
you
if you
know,
have any guys interested in trading currencies, send them our way.
definitely. Yeah, I do. I do. I have done that in the past
Okay.
because the
All right.
currency
Well, then
market is,
I'm going to invite you back then.
of course,
All right. All right.
got
All
to send
right.
them to
So
the coach, right?
yeah, well, you're a pretty good coach in your own right, JJ. I could tell just from talking to you. When you've been in the business for a while, after 5-10 minutes, you could talk to people and know if they know.
Yeah.
So, you've got the risk management down. You have a tool that you believe in,
Mhm.
and you're not trying to make the big call for a market top like I do, or a mate inflection points. Do you ever get tempted to call an
Well,
inflection point
well,
and be
I'll
there
have
for, like, 100 handle move?
I will look at my levels. You know, I have my levels, and these market profile levels, they make you look a little smarter than you are sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm the thing with me is my whole thing in trading is humility. Um,
Yeah.
I'll say, let's watch for the reaction here. If the selling shuts off, okay, we've run out of supply at this level, and just wait till it, starts to move back up and confirm the other levels. And,
Okay.
let's just trade. My whole thing is just, we trade point to point, and where's the next stop? Where's the next piece of structure? Can we take out that stop? If we're long,
Yeah.
great. If not, we're out.
Okay, that 4365 next to it, it says J level. What's the J stand for?
That is the nickname of my girlfriend, who's an anesthesiologist, and she came up with that 4365. And I don't know where she got it from, but I put it on my chart just because.
Well, it's
crazy about her.
a good number. Look at how
It,
it held like a little
it, it
double bottom.
yeah, it held. So I
Yeah.
do that. It's this kind
Okay.
of game we have. She trades, and
Okay. So I thought it might be a line in the sand for the bull case, or the first indication that something is wrong with
well,
this market.
that's that. I really like the 75 and these levels. What I do is I just have a balance zone. And once this thing accepts over a level, it usually rotates up, and then it'll come back and test the level. And
Yeah.
once it tests the level and comes down to it, it'll rotate back up to the top of the balance zone. And that's a market profile thing.
JJ VWAP, my trading warrior brother, Mr. Anonymous. Are you anonymous to your mentees?
I am. I still have clients that are alive. So
Okay.
when they're gone, I'll
All right. Well, let us know when you come out of the closet.
I will.
And really appreciate you stopping by and giving us a look at what S&P looks like, the cash on market profile today. And also, I wish you and all your clients continued success in this market, and get ready for a big correction this summer into Labor Day. That's my advice to you.
I will heed that advice gladly, Coach. Thank you so much
Okay,
for having
buddies.
me.
Down is faster. So
Don't.
I'm just wondering, when it happens, down is faster. So
Definitely.
thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you,
Have
Coach.
a great NFP day tomorrow.
You too.
And again, you could find JJ on Twitter at VWAP1, and his website looks reasonable if you want to trade micros and minis. And do people have to go out and get their own market profile software? You provide it, or what?
I do a screen share for 3 hours every day
Oh,
until
I
they,
see. So
until they
not
do
all
it.
your, okay, so not all your people
Yeah.
have it themselves. They don't
And
have to.
and what I'll do is I'll also use a candle chart and translate, because I'll just use VWAP and 3 standard deviations to show people where the position is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, JJ.
My pleasure. Thank you,
Good.
Coach.
Good hunting, my trading warrior brother.
Thank you, sir.
All right. That's JJ, everyone. Guy's a sharp scalper. You could tell by just listening to him. And trade the NFP live with us tomorrow. You could catch the crew in a little less than 20 minutes. And Blake promised he'd be very sharp for the morning edge today. And we'll see everyone tomorrow. You're very welcome. People are thanking you, JJ, for being here. Thanks for your time. Adios, everyone. You're welcome, Anthony.